viboko.
Kutandikwa proper?
Vita ilikuwa ni kiboko. Kumbuka venye watu walikuwa wapigwa viboko wakiwa primo. And trust me, ningejua ni kiboko tu nitachapwa. Singe drive that fast. Ningesema tu acha nipigwe kiboko.
Leo hutaoga, si ndio?
Hautaoga. Si utashinda kuzurura. Anachapwa. Imagine. Wewe hata unakuaga hivi, ona sasa.
Tunajua wewe ndio reason.
Wewe ndio reason. Sasa si umkimbishe. We had slept in the same bed. Ndio nitoke niende soko. 5 am nilikuwa naenda soko inaitwa Kongowea. Kuokota vitu sasa ndio niende niuze. And I just got an SMS from him kusema enjoy the rest of your life. Akapack vitu zake.
To this YouTube channel, Pika and Raych. It's a channel where we cook, but today we are not cooking. By the way, you're not used to this kind of videos. Yeah, you're not used to this kind of videos here. But before we continue, please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, comment, like, yani share, because I am hosting. Hey, you people. Kuna watu mmekuwa mkiona video zake huku nje, mnaniambia, Raych, see that is. Mbona usimleta kwa channel atuambie sasa vizuri story yake and all that. And yes, today guys, I am hosting none other than, no, I am not hosting you. So guys, today I am hosting an amazing woman that you have always wanted to see in our YouTube channel. And yes, I decided I'm going to bring her. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Ladies and gentlemen, help me invite, drum rolls, Teacher Beatrice!
Thank you for having me here.
You're well?
I'm fine, thank you.
Memo ilifika? Tuna machi. Tuko machi.
Actually, niko like, wait a minute.
What is this?
What is happening here? Alafu nikaenda kuangalia nikaona hata kucha.
Tunavarana, tuko pinky.
Memo nayo kufika.
Ilifika. Unakaa mzuri.
Thank you.
Yaani umepaka makeup na mimi sijapaka.
Hata unakaa fiti sana.
Uko fiti?
Nimebakisha kagoti.
Kagaka like this one. Ushaipatana na comments inasema si ufanana?
Sana, mob sana actually. But situambie kweli. Yeah, this is my baby sister. Baby sister kwa wapi?
Mimi ni baby sister.
Baby sister ndio
baby sister. Mimi ndio unakuwa drama queen.
Baby sister. Ile drama wanyi uona.
Ilitoka huko.
Ilitoka hapa.
Yeah, by the way, wamekuwa kikuitisha sana na si chocha.
Wow.
The reason why niliamua lazima tufanye hii video ni juu hata ni jana ama ni juzi tulikuwa tuna read comments, please bring Teacher Beatrice, bring Teacher Beatrice.
Thank you.
So I was like, why not? Na uko tu hapa.
I love you people.
Yeah,
tufanye yako.
At least tufanye show.
Watu wako. Hi people of Team Pika and Raych. How are you?
Wasalimie sasa.
Wasalimia. Hi guys. I hope you're well. I'm Teacher Beatrice. Na nimeokoka. Napenda Yesu.
Amen.
Kama mwokozi wa maisha yangu.
Amen.
Yes, and I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah. So, kuna watu wamekuwa kiona video zako.
Yes.
Sana.
Yeah.
Wengine wakataja tuko, wengine wakataja rekesiume nene. Like umekuwa tu ukionekana.
Yes.
Here and there.
I hope kuna wenye wameona za music.
Hata za music. Kwanza kuna watu wengi hebu kwanza waambie one of the songs you've done.
Roshio rakwa nero rathime.
Tahora selfie na nietha ici turonana. Ninyonete kioneki gya kuria ndorete.
Roshio rakwa nero rathime.
Eish. Watu wengi by the way wanajua, okay, maybe I think wanajua ndio umeimba.
At least hiyo wanajua. Kuna wenye by the way hawana idea.
Gani?
Gore makomete. I don't know kwa nini hiyo surprise watu.
Kaimu hapo kwanza wake.
Dakinya ko gore makomete.
I have no idea.
Watu
wanakuaga niko na kakitamba fulani hapo. Nako nikikamukurino. Although hata hii harusi wako kuna venye still the person
unakaa the same.
What is wrong with me?
Why are you always acting poor? Rich auntie. watu hawajui by the way ga season pia ni wewe. Kaunoga season ina.
Kaunoga season ina ndege kuhetoga. Mariora gerera ni season ina ndege kuhetoga.
Na ndege kuhetoka. Mariora gerera ni season ina ndege kuhetoka. Ndege kuhetoka. Those are very amazing songs.
Mnasikia sauti zetu vile ziko said. I don't know kwa nini when I sing, especially TikToks and all, watu wanasema ni wewe.
Oh really?
Kwa nini mnasema ni yeye na ni mimi?
Ni juu tunafanana.
Tunafanana hadi sauti. Interesting.
So, mimi by the way, hata mimi kuna stories zako zinipata by surprise.
Yes.
Kwa mtandao.
Hata wewe?
Hata okay,
unapata by surprise.
Cause hatujaikaa chini.
I thought uko ndani ya jiko kwenye zina happen.
Najua ziko ndani ya jiko mali zina happen, but unajua pale hivyo unapeananga na details.
Yeah.
Na mimi by the way hujanipatia hizi stories na details.
Sije kupea details by the way.
Hujanipatia na details.
I think nafaa niwaite family gathering.
Si ndio sasa
Like,
wacha family wa watch hapa. Sasa tuko family gathering.
Let me tell you what's up.
What's happening? Yeah, so BT, of course I know you. You're my sister, and I know part of your story.
Yes.
Na
which one? I have many.
Yeah, ndizo tunakuja. I know part of your stories.
Yes.
First of all, tell us, your mother, you married.
Yes.
Tell us.
I am a mother of one. Whether I'm married?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
I'm a single person.
You're a single person.
Yes.
So me, I know that you were married.
Yes, I
at
was.
some point. Yes. So.
Yes.
Then here, there, shagala bagala. Ebu give us your story.
Then it quishad.
Yes, then it quishad.
Yes.
Like, why did it quishad? Like, I mean, 1 minute you're married,
Yeah.
to make a wedding, to celebrate.
It wasn't
and all
1
that.
minute. Hey, you guys.
1 year.
No, this wasn't 1 year.
No, one day you were to go wedding, alafu one day, atuko, like, what just happened?
It's embarrassing that I even did a wedding.
It's not even, okay, well, it's not embarrassing.
It is. But you know what? We just hold our head high and we just work. Because life is like that. Life is full of ups and downs. And we just take them as they come. I brought you a present and I forgot to
You
take it.
did? Yeah. I love you, baby sister.
This gift bag is smaller than the present.
Oh, guys, I have a present. Psalms 23. It's overflows.
It's overflows.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. I don't even know whether you're a tea person.
Well,
Coffee or anything.
Kimo is a coffee person, and I am
It's
so
you that
sure.
I'm giving, not him.
No, but this is what I'm saying on camera. I'm so sure he'll be holding this cup more than me.
Yeah, I know he likes mugs just like me.
Yes, this is so amazing.
So this is a very, very big cup.
Yes,
and
it is.
You see what it says, that your cup runneth over.
Yes.
And you can imagine having such a big cup and then it is full and then it's actually running over. It means that the grace is too much, more than enough. Because if you take a whole cup of tea with this cup, that is too much.
It's
already.
too much.
It's too much.
I agree.
And then our God is just so gracious that He gives us more than enough, and then it overflows. I've just remembered a scripture. I don't even know where that verse is, but what wanazua wanaweza niambia. The part where God gave a multitude of people 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and then He multiplied all that, and it was too much, more than they needed.
Yes.
And they had to even pack 12 more baskets that were left over. And this cup will just remind you that God is ready to give you more than enough. God of abundance is coming to visit you. And He's going to give you a lot more than enough. Because when He visits you, He just does not give you enough. He gives you more.
I think that is what I needed to hear today, by the way. Because in the morning, I woke up and told Kimo, pray for me because I need more grace.
Yes.
there's a project, okay, is it a project or what? I don't know how I can call it. I don't want to say it here, but there's something that God told me to do today. Actually, ushaisikia voice ya God unaamka, yani ukilia, you're like, okay, pray for me, I need grace to do this.
Yeah.
And I really needed to hear that God has already given me the grace.
Yeah.
And it's literally overflowing.
Can you imagine God gives immeasurably more than all you could ask or imagine? You know what you could ask.
Yes.
Maybe you could ask for a house,
Yeah.
cars,
Yes.
money. Then he gives you a lot more than
you
all you
thought.
could ask or imagine.
Thank you so much for coming also. And yeah,
I
so
go back to your question.
no, yeah, let's go back to to my question. I
was
still
asking
want to,
why.
Okay, where did it start?
Where
Of course,
it
it started
started.
somewhere. No, from to the point where you did the wedding and all that. Yeah, how? Because of course it didn't start in trouble. It started somewhere in paradise.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Where it
take
started,
us through.
I totally loved my man.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's amongst the many men that I had seen since I was in not even primary. Kutoka ukiwa mtoto, you meet with many men in your life,
Yes.
neighbors, church members, and all those. When you choose one, then it means that that one person is very special to you.
Yes, yes.
So he's one person that I chose amongst many, and that means that I loved and honored him. Yeah, so I chose him. He chose me because it's not just choosing him,
Yeah.
he also chose me. And we both saw the need to present our union to our parents and of course to God. And that's what we did. We got married and then along the way ikakuwa noma. Yeah.
Ukisema ikakuwa noma.
Ikakuwa noma.
Yeah. So at what point did the whole, okay, let me see, red flags start?
Red flags. I can say they started way before we way before we got married.
Really?
Yes. But nikisema hivyo watu sasa wanaanza kushindwa. Alafu?
Yeah, alafu.
Sasa see, that's the main reason why people date. So that when you see the red flags, you don't get to the next step. I think you need to be quite advised before you get into marriage to understand what is red flags and what is to be vumiliwad. Because you get into some very serious red flags and then you start getting some conviction that mtu ni kuvumiliana. Then you hear many people, you know, talking about their marriage and saying marriage is about kuvumiliana. So you're thinking that, okay, if it is about kuvumiliana, then you're in the right path.
Wait. So wewe ulianza kusema utavumilia even before you got married. So if you don't mind, which are some of the red flags?
Mostly I would say it was communication. The word of God actually says that two cannot work together unless wame agree. So if agreeing becomes very difficult from the word go, then you can imagine you have not agreed and you have already started working.
Yes.
You can only see where it will itafika to. The end is just so near. So communication was quite difficult way from the time we just let me just say from the time we started dating, it was already
a problem.
Not easy. Yeah, so it becomes you know, more serious when we got married, and it started going south and south and south, and there was no way of coming around it. You know, sometimes you try to communicate with your spouse, and sometimes you actually try not to. Taking that as a solution. How about tusiongee basi?
Mnanyamaziana.
Yeah, maybe that's what will work. And I know that has happened to almost every marriage.
Yeah, it has.
Kuna wakati mnafika mnaona ni kama maybe mkinyamaziana ndio mtakuwa na peace. And then you try to, like, you try every angle of communication, and it becomes very, very difficult because being soft is not working, being quiet is not working, responding is also not working. Like it's just not working. It's communication gone bad. So that is just how it went. And there was no way of working around it because I can say that we tried. We actually both tried. We tried speaking to people who would have helped us, but still it was quite difficult. And it reached a point that it was, I think I would call it toxic. Yeah.
So, first of all, I'm still on the, why did you get married?
Why?
And you saw the red flags. Ebu tell me, because many people, we don't, personally I don't understand, because you find so many women going through such, but they can see, like naona kabisa kabisa, but nashindwa na kutoka. Is it that ulikuwa unashindwa na?
Na kuna wenye waliona pia, but me niko like, no, things are going to be good. You know, you start feeling like you convinced.
Was that before the marriage?
Before, yeah. And people could say, some of them could tell me, okay, this kind of, there are red flags that you can ignore.
Yes.
But when it goes this way, hakuna wakati unaniambia ati kuna mahali itaenda ikuwe poa. But because love, again, love is, I think, is one of the strongest things in this world that, you know, God gifted us with. It is so strong that that it can move mountains. Wacheka lakini ukisikia inaweza move mountains.
Ni true story.
I've never had wind can move mountains, but love
it will move proper.
Love can move mountains, and especially when it's unconditional. Always sikia anything. Ati mnanisho?
Like, what are you guys saying?
You don't understand. You think that the people who are warning you do not understand.
Nyinyi ni mafala.
You just think they don't understand because they're not feeling what you're feeling, and then they don't know the guy. So what are they telling you?
What are you telling me? You don't even know the guy.
I can assure you that even right now, people keep falling into the same trap of love. Hi, baby sister. Come and say hi to me.
Come say hi to Auntie BT. Umeamua kuvaa yellow.
How are you?
Say hi to Auntie BT first.
Paka baby sister ako in theme color.
Ako in theme. Say hi. High five Auntie BT first.
How are you? Kujuka hapa.
Utaka hapo.
Unataka juice kunywa?
Utakunywa ya Auntie BT ama yangu?
Good girl. Mama nyotu.
Kanyotuko.
Yes. So people can fall in the same trap of thinking that you're so in love that you are actually the one who is going to move that mountain. And then you realize that moving the mountain is not as easy as it sounds. Sijui kama mtu anafaa kupractice kwanza kumove mountain ndio joka unaweza move. Yeah, so you get into the marriage. Then you realize that it's not a bed of roses, just as people say. Because when they're saying it, unajua watu wanaambiwa kwa harusi vitu kama hizo mnaona ni kama wamama wana waste time. Hatia, marriage is not a bed of roses.
There will be up and down.
They say that in all weddings. So it feels like it's just a song they are used to. But know one thing, that those people have been there and have done that. And it's not as easy. But I can say one thing that people should actually know, that challenges are almost the same. Almost the same. The issue is how you're solving them. That's the only difference. The difference between your marriage and my marriage is how we are solving our issues. Issues are very similar. Actually, utapata zile mavitu tunapitia, they are common to man. But how exactly do you solve your issues? Because that is one thing that can transform, can make your marriage very, very difficult or very, very easy. Just how you solve your issues. Imagine. Because issues, I think, the same.
Ni same zote. Let me ask you, at some point, did it ever become physical?
Let me not talk about that because I think something that is affecting you emotionally is much more torturous, than even physical. Because if I come and I tell you something today that inakupea stress sana, inakupea stress sana, umeketi pale, you're thinking about it. Your brain is constantly revolving and thinking about it and digging. Inakulima hivi, ni kama inakukula. And then, I don't know whether umewahi chuna mtoto wako.
Mimi mchapa proper. Mimi mchapa vizuri.
Ukichuna mtoto wako, it's almost obvious that the next 5 minutes, your story inakuanga hata isha, mshakuwa friends and everything. But things that touch your heart are very, very, very torturous and very, you know, kushukisha mtu inaitwa nini?
Kudrain.
They drain you, they just finish you. You just become, you become a rag. Sikudanganya. You look at your life and you just realize that you have become the person you're not. I don't know whether you've seen a difference between the person I was and the person I am.
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
Because the only people I can ask ni wale watu wenye nimekuwa nao. If you can see that kuna mtu amegonga baby sis.
Nani? Enda umwambie ni bad. Aya, enda. Sorry. Nikupe juice upone? Sawa, yenye tu ulikuwa unakunywa. Sawa.
Mpe apone.
Babu kupona mam.
Juice uponyesha mtu haraka.
Sana.
Unajua kitambo hata sisi ukiget siku kose kwenda shule, lazima ungebaiwa soda upone.
Ndio upone. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa dawa.
Without the soda,
you can't. Hawezi pona. Hawezi hata kukohoa.
Unashindwa.
To be honest, I feel you're much better.
Yeah.
Because I think the fact that I have seen it happen.
Yes.
You know, I have seen the whole shenanigans happening and I could tell. I think at some point, I think at some point I've ever advised you just leave.
It drains you completely.
Yeah, because yani nilikuwa unakaa hivi mpaka
nakaa zombie.
Unakaa fala fulani like niko tu like uko tu. Juice. Tena.
Hiyo ingine the next cup.
Na ile maliza hii kwanza. It's a bit draining.
At your bit.
It is more. It
just finishes you.
Yeah, it finishes
you. Finishes your spirit, finishes your morale, finishes your courage, finishes your esteem. Unajaribiki kuamka hivi kuinua kichwa. Inakuwa ngumu.
Inakuwa ngumu.
Yeah,
kabisa.
Actually, I think that's how people slowly get into depression. Yes.
Were you into depression?
No.
Looking at it?
No, I wasn't. I think I'm those people wenye wanakuwaga high spirited sana. By the time una bring down spirit yangu, aki yenyewe umenikanyaga.
Umekanyaga.
Umenikanyaga kabisa. Because I'm quite jovial. Na watu wananijua hivyo, wananijua nikiwa a very happy person.
Rudisha
a
peleka
very
kitchen.
jovial person. So ungeniona tu niko sad.
Sawa. Yeah, you have one to peleka.
So nilikuwa na stress. I can't say I was depressed. I think depression is a state. That one is different. It's a medical state.
It's a medical state.
I wasn't depressed, but I was stressed. Very stressed. At some point I just nilifika mahali nikapiga nduru kubwa sana. Yes.
For real?
Yes.
And that is how you know it's
bad.
bad. Yeah.
Uko stressed, like you're bringing it out. It was raining, so I knew hata nikishautaji hakuna mtu atasikia. I just shouted and I can tell you that hiyo time nilikuwa na shout nikiita God. God tu yani, aki honestly. Are you not coming through for me in this situation? And that is the time yenye tuliachana actually. Nilikuwaga Mombasa hiyo time.
Yeah, before you go to Mombasa,
yes,
there's something that I really want. See, I don't think I've ever asked you this. When you told us that you are relocating to Mombasa to actually go and join your ex-husband there,
Yes.
I was like, where are you going? You know what is happening? No, so what was going on in your mind? Because as for me that time, I was thinking you shouldn't go, you shouldn't join.
I think that was the best thing I did.
What made you follow him? Because at some point you followed him.
Yeah, and I had a career.
Yes, and you had a career here
Yes.
in Nairobi, but one day you just told us you're going to join him. What made you join him? Were you not thinking like, I have a career that I'm letting go, I'm going to start a new life, and at that point, of course, you have gone through a lot of things with this same person. What was going on in your mind?
For me, let me say I would have done anything and everything to keep my marriage. I think I don't want to say to women marriage is very valuable, because if I say that, some men will be like, oh, watakusema sisi ndio hatuna haja na marriage. But for real, to women, I think being married and being in a family is just something that makes them feel very secure and very comfortable. So they really, really treasure being in a marriage. And so for me, that was something that I really, really treasured. And so I would have sacrificed everything. I sacrificed my job because I'm a music teacher. And that time I was teaching at Kamata Music School, and we had just opened a branch at Raych, and that time I was managing the branch, and I had students who were actually already in progress, and I was also doing my music. I think that's the time I recorded Roshio Rwakwa, and I left that song hanging.
Yes.
I left the song hanging, I left everything hanging, and I just said, you know what? I have to go and be with my husband. And let me first say that for him, hata mimi kwenda si kitu yeye alikuwa anapenda from the start.
Hakuwa anataka ukienda.
Because alikuwa anaona ni kama hatakaa sana in Mombasa. But you know, I felt like even if it's those few years that he's planning to be there, I better be with the man that I love. I better be with my family. And just, you know, because I think marriage is supposed to be a union, not something that you're doing here and then the other person is I don't know where. It's something that is supposed to be bringing you together. And I think even biblically it says that the man is going to leave their father and mother, and then they are going to come and live
Together
with the woman. Not come and you are sijui in wapi na yeye ako live with the woman. So I am really, really an advocate of watu kukaa pamoja, because I know kuna watu hata wanaweza nipiga mawe saa hii waanze kusema mimi bibi yangu nilimwacha ushago nikakuja kuwork, sasa ulikuwa unataka tubebane na yeye hapa tuanze kushughulika.
wewe
mbebe. Wacha kuja afulie watu nguo. Wacha akue hapo.
Mkwetu hapo pamoja.
Yes, wacha akue hapo, because that's what marriage is supposed to be. And I don't think that's the reason why my marriage ended. It didn't end because I went to Mombasa. I went to Mombasa to be with my man. Nasikiaga Mombasa kuna maroho fulani ama?
Kuna wewe true story.
Mimi to be honest, kuna marriages mob sana zimeharibika after watu kwenda Mombasa. Even some people ni kwenda Mombasa holiday. Wakirudi hawaongeleshani. Aki. So kuna maroho fulani zinakuwa Mombasa, but wajani sisi watu wa Mombasa wanaweza pia wakatukujia.
No, but wanaweza tuambie, by the way, kama uko Mombasa, do you think kuna kiroho fulani dominate cha kuend marriages in Mombasa? Hebu tuambie hapo hivyo chini.
Waseme ni excuses tunapeana.
Watu waambie tu.
Because honestly, mbona tumekaa for long Nairobi, lakini tukienda Mombasa hatukuweza kukaa. Hatukuweza kukaa 4 months.
Now,
4 months down the line.
Hebu sasa niambie, hebu tuambie, umetoka Nairobi, umeenda Mombasa.
Yes.
So mlikaa 4 months.
Yes.
So venye ulienda, let me talk of the first month. How was it?
The first month. The first month was wacha niseme tuligongwa na corona the first cause ilikuwa January 2020 nilienda I think mwaka wa 2019 ukienda kuisha ama nilienda ikianza 2020 but what I remember ni ati corona ilifika mahali ikatu slap tukiwa Mombasa and wakati ilitugonga sasa we were home now. Sasa ile job yenye unajua unaenda I went to Mombasa knowing that he can take care of us. He can take care of the finances that we need in the house. We were living in a big house. Actually Kemo alikuwa amekuja kwetu. It was a house like big. And he was able to take care of stuff. And then corona ikakuja na job ili have kuisha kwenye alikuwa na work. And so we are there thinking of what we're going to do next. I remember I came to Nairobi because I had left, imagine mpaka nilikuwa nimeacha gari yangu iuzwe.
Ilikuwa ishapeleka kwa
sema kwenda Kanan. You don't even need anything from sijui wapi.
Mombasa kumejaa magari.
Misri ya nini?
And again,
makaya. Endo baiwe mpya. So I went to Mombasa without my car. But because of corona, I came back for it. Nikaenda sijui kama Keimua shai kupea story ya kudrive yangu.
Yushinda akiongelelea. Yushinda akisema imagine BT ana maintain 120. 120 na tukimpea hii yetu.
I think kuna time tulikuwa mpaka 160.
Alikuwa but hata hiyo story amerepeat juzi kitambo.
Yeah, so that day yenye nilichukua gari was the day that president ali-announce by 7 kila mtu akuwe ndani for the first time. Like si kitu ilikuwa imehappen before. Do you know what happened to wale watu wenye wakufika 7? Viboko.
Kutandikwa proper?
Vita. Ilikuwa ni kiboko. Polisi walikuwa wanawapanga laini hivi. Kumbuka venye watu walikuwa wapigwa viboko wakiwa primo. Watu wanatandikwa viboko. Haijalishi kama uko na range.
Unachapwa.
Ama uko na Prado, unachapwa. And trust me, ningejua ni kiboko tu, nitachapwa. Singe drive that fast. Ningesema tu acha nipigwe kiboko. Because between Nairobi and Mtwapa, I think I spent 5 hours. Can you imagine that speed?
That was a crazy
I was like flying.
That was a crazy speed, yeah?
Crazy speed. Because 7 ikifika hivi sharp, nilikuwa Mtwapa.
Ulikusha pita
7 PM nilikuwa Mtwapa. Wakienda kuweka roadblock hivi.
Ndio wao.
Niliona ndio hii inawekwa.
Actually wakivuta hivi ndo tulipita wakivuta.
Serious?
Yeah, wakivuruta waeke. Tukaipita wakaweka.
What? You can imagine. And the speed yenye nilikuwa nimetoka nayo from hapa to Mombasa. I don't think it's a safe speed. So ningejua ni kiboko peke yake nitapigwa.
Hata unge rush.
Singekuwa nakimbia hivyo vyote. Juu niliimagine nitaitishwa $.
Mapesa.
Kama na wewe twende.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I got there and I started working. Kwa hizi si unakumbuka watu walikuwa wanafungua boots, wanauzia watu nyanya kwa barabara nini. Mimi maenze nimewahi kuwa mama wa kibanda. Msinione hivi. Ati yoi niko na kuta siwezi kata. Nilikuwa nakata sukuma.
Ulikata mpaka sukuma? Nilikuwa nafikiria tu ni cabbage ulikuwa unauza.
Ati cabbage, everything, grocery, kila kitu.
Ulikuwa unakatia kwa gari? Kwa gari?
Ukikuja hapa kwa gari kwa sababu ile kitu kingine ilikuwa poa ni ati estate yenye nilikuwa ilikuwa estate actually kama hii. Nilipata hawana soko. So can you imagine grace ya God yani? Unaenda place unapata hawa.
So ulikaokota?
Niliuza. Do you know nilikuwa nasikia nikaa naweza acha hiyo job nasikia hapana. Ilikuwa manze imeweza.
Na mbona hukuendelea?
Mbona sikuendelea? Nilitiwa job ingine huko. Which was good.
Yeah.
Because hiyo kuitiwa job yenye haikuwa ilinisaidia kutoka. Ilinisaidia kutoka Mombasa in a way yenye sijui kama ningeweza. Because without that kuambiwa toka Mombasa ningekuwa mama soko. Hata saa hii.
But maybe ungekuwa mama soko wa wholesale.
Yeah, which I wouldn't like. Juu sasa I'm a singer, I'm a music teacher. You become someone else that you're not. Yeah, I don't want to be a mama soko even if it's wholesale. I want to be a singer because that's who I am. I'm called to be it. I'm called to minister. Sasa singekuwa hapa manze, ningekuwa soko.
Manze.
Singekuwa hapa, ningekuwa niko soko na huko Mombasa.
Hiyo ilikuwa the first month after umehama.
Alafu pia ingekuwa very difficult because unaona ile nyumba tulikuwa tunaishi like I'm saying, ilikuwa ni nyumba iko kwa estate, nyumba very expensive yenye mama wa soko haizi afford. Unless ako very large scale, you know, like mtu mwenye anakata sukuma hivi, ni tricky ku afford hiyo nyumba. So definitely ingebidi tena sasa nihame from that house.
You go to another
niende yenye at least mimi na mama wa soko tunaweza ka place yenye tuna afford. So you can imagine ningekuwa niko aje na huko Mombasa. Hata lifestyle ya mtoi wangu ingekuwa poa, I think. So it was such a good thing kuambiliwa job yenye haikuwa.
Ukakuja.
Ndio nikakaa.
Ukakuja ukapata hakuna ile job ulikuwa umeambiwa.
Yeah, nikakuja hakuna ile job ilikuwa nimeitiwa.
Wait, was that the first month?
Nilikuwa
nimekuuliza story ya first month venye ulienda.
Nimeenda hadi July.
Yeah, so all this time ulikuwa soko, right?
Yes.
How much were you making in a day?
In a day?
Profit.
Profit naweza sema ile average ama lowest ni hivi naweza
sema. The highest ushaipata?
At least. Hakuna time haikuwa inafika 3K. In a day.
Are you serious?
Hiyo sasa hata ni ile kidogo.
Kuna siku
manze profit. Ukitoa zile vitu nini na ukitoanisha hesabu yako inafika hiyo 3K.
What?
Ai nilikuwa na mado. Cause nilikuwa nauza store na ninauza nje.
Wewe unajua hiyo ni sona. Hiyo ni kaa 100K. A month.
Ilikuwa ni pesa poa. Ilikuwa ni pesa poa. Ndio nakwambia hiyo ni job yenye nilikuwa na feel ninaweza endelea.
Ni wapi huko tuende?
Hapa.
Turudi huko. Tuende
Vesco Estate.
Tuende tutafute biashara huko.
Ulikuwa soko?
Ulikuwa unamekio ndo mama.
I think work is not about the amount always. Work is also about who you become. Who do you want to be at the end of the day? Like if it wasn't about money, wewe ungefanya hii kazi yenye unafanya sasa hii. Ungefanya kama si do. You can't do it for fun.
But then I started it as fun.
Yeah. Like if it's something you enjoy,
fun.
If it's something that you have a passion in, because I can sing with or without money. I have been to so many shows that have not been paid. Naenda kwa church, you're not being paid, and I've been to shows that have been paid a lot of money again. So it's not if you just focus so much on money, uta lose interest ile kitu unafanya because you'll just be thinking about money. At what point are you doing what you're passionate about? At what point are you doing what you love doing? Are you doing what you love doing? Because I think that's a question even your listeners should ask themselves. Are you doing what you love? If ungekuwa na pesa enough, like pesa haziko in the picture, bank imejaa, what would you do?
Oh yeah.
Ni nini ungedo? Because sasa si pesa unatafuta, ziko mingi. Ni nini unaweza do? Because again, huwezi kaa tu home. Kuna watu watasema, nitaka.
Nikiwa na do, nita travel.
Yeah. Then
yeah, if travel.
If you would travel, then you can do traveling vlogs.
For fun.
Yeah. Because you'll be working, at the same time you'll be earning.
Yeah.
It's a question of, is your soul growing? Are you becoming a better person? It's a person you've become in whatever you're doing. Besides the money. Kuna watu wanaharibu jina sana because of money.
Yeah. True.
Wanafanya cloud chasing, wanafanya nini. And I think that is kupoteza focus. Yeah, what exactly you want. Is it just fame? Or is it ministering? Because ikikuwa ni just fame, you'll do anything to be famous. You'll cloud chase, you'll do weird things. If you look at my channels, utaona vitu zenye zinakaa hivyo, vitu za cloud chase, vitu za nini. And people are ministering to people. Ninaimba na song inasikizwa. And I usually say, haijalishi ni watu wangapi watasikiza. wale God ametuma, ameordain wakusikize. Cause message ni yako ama ni ya God? Si ni ya God? Kwa nini uanze cloud chasing? Kwa nini mtu aanze mavituko so that ifikie watu? Just be on God's path na yeye atatafuta way ya kukubless.
Now, so tulikuwa umeuza cabbage and all that. All this time, where was your ex-husband?
Oh, all that time.
What was he doing? Because umesema at some point job yake ikakama ikaisha. Was he involved in your selling? Because uliuza for 4 months.
Yeah, niliuza for quite some time.
Yeah, was he involved in it? If he wasn't, what was he doing all that time?
I think alipatwa na shock ya corona kama vile ilipata watu wengi, because most of the people were thinking that it's a short thing alafu arudi job. Because before ikuwe ati job yake imestopishwa, kuna walikaka wakitry kukua in the job until now the job was fungwad. So the time that I was selling, yeye bado alikuwa na try to look for things zenye anaweza fanya, and again pia alikuwa na some savings, so we were able to survive.
So where did it start? Ukasikia enough is enough, I can't continue with this?
I never felt like I am the one to say that or to do that. Because as you all know that marriage is a covenant of iwe nzuri, iwe mbaya,
for better for worse.
For better, for worse. Ni kufie ndani. And I think there's a point in life nilifika, nilikuwa hivyo. Nilikuwa, you know what? Hii kitu venye imenisumbua. Sasa hakuna hata story ya kurudi home ama nini. Ni kukufia ndani. I'm ready to stay. Tusumbuane basi. Kama hivi, kama hivi ndio inakuaga. Wacha basi iendelee hivyo. Ushainua mikono, ushakuwa tu zile za you know what, whatever
comes, I'm okay.
Wacha basi tukae hivyo. Ukae tu bila peace, ukae tu anyhow. Bora uko ndani ya marriage.
Happiness haikuwa kwa nini yako?
Ishatoka. Uko like wacha tulee mtoto. And I can assure you 50% of even people who are watching wako in that state. Wako in a marriage because of children. Ati wacha tulee watoto.
Wanashindwa kutoka.
Hawawezi toka kwa sababu ya wanalea watoto. Na mimi sikwambii watoke. But I think that's the wrong approach of marriage. If umekaa hapo juu ya hao watoto, au watoto watagrow, alafu wakuache wewe ukiendelea na hiyo marriage yako yenye ni mbaya, yenye haina peace. Alafu hiyo kukosa peace yako pia inaendaga ina affect venye pia una treat watoto, knowing or unknowingly. Because you're not happy. Your kid is seeing you're not happy. You're also not treating your kid with the happiness that sasa utapeaje mtu happiness kawe mwenyewe uko happy? If you're not happy, hata mtoi hautampea happiness. Because utakaga uko stressed. You need to actually find your peace. Peace is underrated. Peace is very, very important. I think it has very, very high value. Yenye watu who are conceding when they are in marriage. And the fact that Bible inasema for better for worse, I don't think God anataka ukufe hapo. Hata kama hataki ukufie hapo. Get your peace. And society itaongea, because kuna watu wengine, it's not even about kids. It's about what will people say. They are more afraid of what people will say than their own peace, than their own happiness. So unapata mtu amekaa kwa marriage, inamtocha na fear yake ni nini? Watu watasema nini? Because anaangalia society na mahali amejiweka ama mahali wamemweka. Unapata maybe he's a bishop, he's a pastor, he's that particular person mwenye unafeel ni kama that's the person who shouldn't divorce. Kiwedding alifanya kia 2 million, you know. So such things zinafanya mtu afeel sina way ya ku get out of this marriage because of that. Wengine hata wanaangalia wanaona watoto 5.
niende wapi?
Natoka niende wapi? Situlee tu. Well, if your peace it's enough to pay for that, basi unaweza sema wacha nikae tu. But at the end of the day, I think peace is very, very important. If unasikia ni kama unaelekea kukua depressed, ni kama unaelekea kukua venye mimi nilikuwa, pata courage. I think I can clarify that so that people don't think that ukiona kakitu you should get out. Marriage is not for happiness.
What do you mean?
It's not for happiness. If you're thinking of marriage and its main purpose, even as God ordained it, it wasn't for happiness.
What was it for?
Marriage is a companionship that is yenye italeta watoto, yenye italeta ni companionship ya watu kukuja together to become something greater. And happiness ni kitu yenye we mwenyewe unafaa kukuja nayo.
Really?
Usikuje ni kumake happy. Na yeye asikuje ni make happy.
Guys,
happiness is something you should come with and stay with by your own self. Because if you come expecting me to give you happiness, utakuwa na expectations itanisumbua, cause wakati sikupei happiness, utafeel ni kama sifanyi job yangu.
So
na job yangu si kumake happy.
Oh, wait a minute. Nataka una try kuniambia I should, kama yeye hani make happy.
You should be happy with yourself.
So kama yeye ni make happy nikae.
Si kazi yake. It's not the man's. In fact,
I'm not happy, I'm not at peace. I'm not peaceful.
In fact, if it was about happiness, then it's about the man's happiness, not yours.
Mnanichanganya. Guys, Ebu tell me what
if it was about happiness.
Ebu you guys tell me what you think about that.
Let me tell you, if it was about happiness, the Bible, I'll just go to the Bible and tell you, God aliletea Adam animals, alafu akaziname, akaona hayuko happy. Akamletea a woman, so that amfanya nini?
Akwe happy.
Amfanye happy. Was it a man's job to make the woman happy?
No,
or was it the woman's job to make the man happy?
It was, but I'm so sure they both made each other happy.
I think
it's not a two-way traffic. It's not a one-way. Let's just be, it's not a one-way.
I'll just come back to the point that marriage is not about happiness. Marriage is about a lot more than that. And the point at which you're supposed to get out of marriage is when it affects your peace.
Your mental.
Kwa sababu peace inaendaga hivyo, inakuwa mpaka depression, inakuwa mpaka sasa mnaweza chongana mpaka visu. Juu ya kukosa peace. But happiness, vumilia, tafuta happiness yako. Tafuta venye utajibamba. Raha jipe mwenyewe. Naambia watu wajipe raha.
Kwa toxic marriage.
No, mimi nawaambia wajipe raha. Like let it not be because of happiness.
Na kama raha yangu haiko hapo ndani, kama raha yangu nitaipata nikishatoka.
Raha.
Happiness.
Raha.
Si ndio happiness?
You cannot be in marriage with a mindset of raha. That would be a very, very wrong perspective of thinking of marriage, because you'll be missing out on the goal and what you're looking for in marriage. When you came into this marriage, if you thought that kazi yake imo ni kukupea raha, anaamka asubuhi anakuentertain, anakupea raha, anakubamba, you will be very, very disappointed. And I can assure you have already been. Because I don't think that's what he does.
Of course.
Akupigi sherehe. And it's not possible for anyone to do that.
Aya, ebu niambie. Unajua tumeenda sana. Ile siku yenye ulidecide. It's done.
Ndio ninasema, si mimi nilidecide because me I was in it for better and for worse.
So it's him who decided.
And raha sikuwa naitafuta ndani ya marriage mimi. Mimi nilikuwa nimeenda kukaa na kuvumilia na kukua. I think angekuwa na peace, singe need raha. Mimi nakuaga na furaha kivyangu.
Unakuaga na kivyangu.
So angekuwa na peace, hiyo ingekuwa just peace is paramount. Ingekuwa too enough. Mimi nilikuwa soko and I think akafeel hiyo kukosa peace kwake is too much. It's too much. For me kama vile nakwambia, nilikuwa ready to go
all out.
Ka tunauana tuwa.
Muone.
Which is bad.
Yeah.
I think he made an amazing decision to leave. Yes.
So he's the one who left.
Yes, and I salute him for that.
He just...
The courage to leave is something I never had, and he had.
What do you mean he left? Like, alikuacha hapo, umezuba? Like, how did he leave?
Nilikuwa soko. Nilikuwa ganauza masukuma, manini and all that. Kama venye nimekwambia nilikuwa nakatia watu sukuma. 5 AM nilikuwa naenda soko inaitwa Kongowea. Kuokota vitu sasa ndio niende niuze. And I just got an SMS from him akasema enjoy the rest of your life.
Alikuandikia message?
Yes.
Not even verbally?
It didn't matter. I don't think it would have meant anything if he waited for me ndio aniambie.
Wait, na hiyo day si ati mlikuwa mmekorofishana?
We had slept in the same bed. Ndio nitoke niende soko. Yes. And he wakes up
Your week,
and
your week, that week.
Like I'm saying, you don't, it's not a time of ati mumeamuka, mumesumbuana. It's a long period of kusumbuka, kuvumilia, kukua tormented, kukua toxic, kukua everything. It's a period of kuvumilia. Si kitu hatuja try kusolve. Like I was saying, tumetry everything. Tumetry mpaka kusaidiwa na watu. Tumetry kusaidia, tumetry kusolve marriage. Mimi, hata wewe unajua, I went to many prayer centers. Si unakumbuka? And I used to go there in the prayer centers. I think kuna time kemo ulini dropigi kwa prayer center fulani hapo nini. And ninaenda, nina pray, nina fast, ninaombea marriage yangu sana. Sana. Kuomba na kufast na kujiachilia mbele ya Mungu kuambia God, hapa usipo come through. Mimi sina uwezo. Uwezo wangu wote umeisha. And I dedicated my marriage to God. I think hata aliwahi enda kuongea na counselor. I cannot say that tulitoka tu. Hapana. We didn't just wake up and leave. It was after a long let me see, wacha niite suffering.
It was so nini
tulikuwa tumesumbuka for long. Tulikuwa tumesumbuka for long. Tumesumbuka tu. Yeah. I think it was God just giving us rest.
When you received that message,
yes,
how did you react? How did you feel?
I think God upea mtu strength. Na pia I think reaction ya watu ya divorce inakuwa very different. Kuna watu inawagonga vibaya mpaka mimi mwenyewe, kwa sababu especially wakati nimekuwa na hii issue, I meet with people who are telling me that pia wamekuwa in that situation. I listen to their story, I cry for their story, and I never cried for mine. Because people have very different ways of receiving news, and also situation yao inaweza kuwa very different. That ye mwenyewe alipatwa kama hayuko ready. Unajua kuna mtu anaachwa na hajui ni nini amedu.
Unaachwa tu.
Haki. Hajui ni nini amedu, hajui kumeenda aje, like ameachwa. For me, ninajua tumevumiliana, tumesumbuana, like it's been now too much. It's too much for him. It's too much for me too. It's not like it was too much for him. It was too much for both of us. And one person kuamka kusema anaenda ni ule tu mwenye amepata courage ya kufanya hivyo. It's not like singefanya hivyo. Pia mimi ningefanya hivyo. Maybe ni hiyo courage sikuwa nayo, ama hiyo kufeel like it's for better for us, lazima tukae hapo, lazima tusumbuane. And I think he became the big person in this. And stepping out was also a courageous thing to do. That courageous thing to do. Siezi mstonati because he's the one who came out. Maybe I was out, even if I was in.
Yeah, true.
So we were out, even though we were in. So kutumwa hiyo message ni kama kuniambia this out that we are in it, we are actually now officially out. So confirming it for me was just something that felt like it was already ilikuwa imehappen.
Yeah.
Tulikuwa tumeachana. Ni kama a confirmation message.
So how could feel ish huku feel like you want to call him, did you reply to that message?
No. I've never replied up to today. Sijai reply. Because I understood what he meant. And again, I was very busy. Kuokota nyanya Kongowea ni kazi.
Kazi ngumu. Ulikuwa busy.
Oya nikwambie, kuna busy unaweza kuwa. Toka sikia mtu ameshutiwa unasema, manze hizi nyanya nikiacha zikikauntiwa katikati nitaibiwa.
So fadhali niendelee tu.
Unamaliza kuhesabiwa nyanya kwanza. Alafu ndio usovyo story nyingine. Yeah, so I had to finish what I was doing. And again, what we have together is something very, very important. We have a child. And singetaka kunyang'anywa mtoto.
Yeah, I was coming to that.
So that was the first thing that I can say. I made a quick call to my house help just to make sure that mtoi yuko. And from there I was relaxed. I just niliendelea na kushop chenye nilikuwa na shop, nikaweka kwa gari na nikaenda na nikauza.
So kitu unasema ni ati
yes.
Alitoka kwa nyumba akapack vitu zake akaenda.
Akapack vitu zake.
Na hiyo time alirudi Nairobi ama? Akarudi
Nairobi. Na kulikuwa na hizo manini, I don't even know how alipita. Makaunti zilikuwa zimefungwa zote. Yes.
So wewe ndio uliachwa?
Yeah, mimi ndio niliachwa na mtu in that estate.
Na ukaachika.
Na nikaachika.
When all this is happening, after umeandikiwa message and all this, where is Bishop Kamata? That is a bishop, those who don't know.
Yes, Bishop Kamata is our dad.
And I'm thinking, you are Bishop's daughter.
Yes.
Your marriage has failed.
Yes.
Of course, he needs to know.
Yes. Let me not just say Bishop Kamata because I have two parents. No, and both of them are in ministry. My mom is quite an intercessor in church and also plays a very big role in church. And both of them, it's a slap to them because they were with me walking down the aisle. Walinipatiana wao wenyewe down the aisle. And be running a church and then inakuwa ati mtoto wenu ndiye amedivorce. It's something that some people wanaweza feel ni kama it's embarrassing, it's what, ifanya wa lose morale ya nini. But I think I have the most amazing parents in this world. I usually, yani mimi ukaa hivi naona wazazi wangu naona like, what if sikuwa na watu kama hawa? Mazi. And then ninaangalia watu wengine zile places wamegrowia. Mi thank God sana kwa wazazi wangu. Because wazazi wangu hawakuagi wale watu irrational. Ati wana react to mavitu. Ati kwa sababu mtu anafaa kupigiwa kelele anapigiwa. Kwa sababu sijui kama ushaisikia wale watu walikuwa wapigwa juu wameanguka.
Yeah. Wako
wanachapwa. Usipokuwa unachapwa, ulale uchapwe, ukiamka uchapwe. Like unachapiwa everything. Alafu kuna wale wazazi wenye uchapa mtu hii because ya makosa yale atakosea. Leo hutaoga, si ndio? Hautaoga. Si utashinda umezurura. Si utashinda umezurura. Si utashinda umezurura. Sasa hata githeri najua hamtaacha kama mume. Hamtaweka maji, si mtaacha yungue. Anachapwa.
Na ijaungua bado.
Imagine. And my parents walikuwa wale watu wenye wana reason na wewe. Wanasikia situation yako, wanasikia story yako, wana understand, wanakuuliza pia wewe unaonaje. Like they have walked with me throughout my life. Throughout in my challenges in life, in my good times and in bad times. Yani nikiwafikiria nasikiaga tu kuthank God sana cause if you have someone who can walk with you through thick and thin, ako na wewe, ako like how can I help you in your darkness, in your darkest time. Hayuko hapa kunipiga, ako hapo kuniuliza how can I help you, and that's the kind of parents I have, and I thank God so much for them. Yeah.
So you told them that day, ama you waited?
I told them that day, that same day, and what I'm saying is what actually happened. They asked, how can we come in? How can we help you? And they came through. Walini help kufinance hiyo soko during that time because niliachwa in an estate. Nyumba ilikuwa so expensive. They paid a whole 2 months. Can you imagine anakuuliza, in this situation you're in, how can we help you? How can we come in? Because kuna wazazi wengine manze hawakuulizi how can we help you? Wako kukupiga sasa. Wewe hata unakuaga hivi, ona sasa. Yeah.
Tunajua wewe ndio reason.
Wewe ndio reason. Sasa si umkimbishe.
Si umkimbishe sasa, umkimbishe.
Yani God ni msuu. Kunipea wazazi kama hawa. God our bless wazazi wangu.
And they fully supported you.
They still do. They still do. Yani wazazi wangu up to today, they tell me when we are praying, we mention you by name. Unajua venye hiyo kitu inabamba. That you know kuna grace imekusurround, kuna anointing imekusurround, na inatoka kwa wazazi wako. They are blessing you every day. Watu huenda kutafuta parental blessing, one day nazipataga daily. Manze wanatutaja by name. Each of us.
It's a beautiful thing.
Amazing parents. God bless you so much.
Amen. Co-parenting. How is it?
Co-parenting. Mimi na baba ya Zuri. Zuri is an amazing baby, by the way.
Oh,
and she's been on this channel.
Zuri. Yes.
She's been on this channel. Kuna wale wanamuita Nyaboke. Whichever name you call her, she's awesome and loving. So kind. I think she's a very kind girl. Si wale watu wenye wanakuaga na ma tantrums na masijui nini. She's responsible. She's able to do a lot of things by herself. So kucooperate imekuwa rahisi. Because baba yake anamsupport vile anaweza na mimi namsupport vile ninaweza. Because again si ati expenses za mtoi ni mingi. Ni maybe nguo, school fees. Ni vitu kama hizo. And we are able to do them without atusumbuanagi by the way. I don't think siwezi sema mimi tumewahi sumbuana na baba yake. Hatujawahi. The moment tuliachana, we didn't even have to go to the court ati ndio aweze kusupport mtoto wake. No, he knew his responsibility and he does them. So I think I can kwa hapo ninaweza mpigia makofi kidogo. Tumpige makofi kiasi. Yeah.
How long, for the viewers, how long had you been married?
6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
Going back before you get married,
Yes.
what advice do you have taken from people?
What advice I would have taken from people? I think it's good to understand the kind of red flags that you should be concerned about, because not all of them are to be bared. Kuna tule tu vitu unaweza sema okay, hizi ni challenges za life, everyone gets them, but kuna zile zenye you should not do not in capital letters, do not ignore that red flag. Hata kama unafeel unapenda mtu sana, because again that kind of attachment pia inakuwa very dangerous. Ni kama ni obsession, you're so attached to someone that unafeel ni kama ukimlet go kuna soul fulani imekutoka or something. That kind of attachment is very dangerous because inakufanyaga usione, inakufunika, inakufanya usione what you're supposed to do in courtship, because courtship is meant for you to analyze that person. And when you find something that is not good for marriage, uondoke. And don't let it be too late for you kuondoka, because too late is marriage. Marriage is too late because marriage is a covenant. Once you've made that covenant, si kitu ya kutoka toka. ni kitu una make ndio ukae. So that's the advice I would tell people, that if you see a red flag, get advised. Usikuwe ati wale watu wajuaji. I know ukiambiwa, ukipewa any advice you can't listen because unafeel ni kama unajua. Sikiza, enda uliza hata kama ni someone who is older, umuulize, okay, if I see this, should I stay or should I go? Before uamue, to get into a marriage. Marriage is something so serious.
Personally, I think I want to believe God akikupatia, ni God yupeana hizo red flags. And it's like God is giving you a choice. So I've shown you. So this is my will.
Yeah.
So if you want to do your will, go wewe kama
yeah, God ametupatia choices.
Alafu mimi, like it's like God anakuaga amekuambia,
yeah,
this is what I think.
This is what you want.
Yes.
Na inakaa hivi. Do you still want it?
Still want it?
Yeah.
So wewe unaenda na hiyo yako, what you want.
Yeah.
But there's what God
and
really
you actually know what
you.
God wants.
Yes.
Unajua kabisa chenye God anataka.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu unasikia mpaka kwa watu wenye ni watu wanamuogopa Mungu. Unawasikia na wanasema. Uko na spiritual fathers. Pia wenye wanakuambia this is a bad red flag. So you know definitely that even God himself is speaking.
Yeah.
But ukikaa ni kama unakaa ni kama unajua sana. Then hapo ndipo unapatwa kiboko.
He lets you do what you want.
God hakuzuiagi kufanya zile vitu unataka.
Amazing. So guys, you've had it for yourself. And thank you so much for sharing that story. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sure kuna watu wengi watakuwa encouraged out there.
I hope so. Because
life bado imesonga. Between your time na saa hizi, unafilaje?
Hiyo time sikuwa na peace. Na ukikosa peace of mind, unakosaga kuweza kufanya so many things. As you can see, since then nimetoa so many songs. People should go to my channel.
Yes, So, Teacher Beatrice, ndio hii tutaweke hapa. Lazima hiyo nayo lazima tungefanya.
Lazima muende msubscribe.
Hiyo nayo lazima tungefanya. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. Go and listen to her songs. Amazing songs. You've encouraged people out.
Yes.
Yes, you're beautiful.
Pia niko na Facebook page inaitwa Teacher Beatrice.
Na doing well. Uko wewe ni celebrity.
I thank God. So fika huko pia, follow me. I think Facebook ndio nakuwa more active.
Active, yeah.
Kwa sababu hapo nina interact na watu. Also, kuna kitu nilianza Bible. I don't know ni watu wangapi wanawezaga kusoma Bible by themselves. Because the reason why nilianza kusoma Bible ni kwa sababu nilikuwa naanza Bible nikifika mahali kuna majina
unapotea. Unapotelea.
Kutoka hapo sitaweza kuendelea na Bible. So nimesomea watu Bible. Ni kusikiza tu, utasikiza.
Kusikiza tu.
Utasikiza tu.
So guys, I think that's it for today with Teacher Beatrice. Ametupigia story yake. Now, I'm so sure mmesikiza and someone somewhere has been encouraged by this particular story. So, I'm so sure mmepick red flags, ziangalie. Also learn how to listen to the voice of God, because you tuongelesha even through people and all that. And God will continue blessing you. So guys, subscribe to this YouTube channel and also go subscribe to Teacher Beatrice TV and also Teacher Beatrice. Hizo ni mbili?
Those are two channels. Teacher Beatrice and Teacher Beatrice TV.
Tutawekea link. Thank you so much and God bless you.